Vintage Story is a game where every task you do takes longer than a full shift at your job. And since starting my save, I've had a huge goal that I finally completed after 58 hours. Today we take on the harsh winter while building a barn and most notably entering the Iron Age. Today's episode takes place across 40 days, which for reference is the length of every episode that I've made so far combined. Now you might ask what possessed me to spend this long recording for one episode? Well, it's armor. I wanted armor. Specifically, iron chain armor. I didn't think it would take very long at first, but I ended up spending almost the entire winter smithing myself some iron equipment. And before getting started here, I would just like to thank my channel members Truett Taylor, Justin Walker, Cold Soup, and Millie. You four are awesome, and every dollar you give supports the channel. Now without further ado, let's begin. Okay, I am all ready to go to the cave. I have 2 stacks of this poultice here, which is just bandages. If you want to know what the recipe is, this is what it looks like. I also have 2 bowls of food on me. That way I have plenty of food for the journey. And then I just have some building blocks here. Oh my god, is this snowing? Whoa, it's October 4th and we got snow, guys. Guys, winter is like just about here then, no? I feel like it would officially start in like December-ish, but I'm not gonna complain, snow's pretty. Here is the cave entrance. I am excited to go back in this cave. I want to see if I can find anything else down here, and I guess right near the entrance I should use my prospecting pick just to know what I can expect to be in this cave. Copper, anthracite, I don't know what anthracite is, and then ilmenite, titanium. Okay, but there's no iron here, unfortunately. But maybe I can find some more ruins and get yet another ruined torch. Oh my god! Jesus Christ, that guy wanted me dead. I sent him to his death, though. He fell down into the abyss. Okay, hold on, let me heal. Oh, there's still more locusts. I thought I broke the nest, dude. Why is there so many? Oh my god. Holy shit, that was mildly infuriating trying to kill them. I'm glad I brought these bandages because I would already have to return home. I seriously need to consider getting some armor, but I want to wait until I can get iron so that way I can just make iron chainmail. This cave doesn't necessarily seem to have the ores I'm in search of, to be honest. Like, I want some iron, and I think I'm gonna have to look in a cave that I already know has iron before I do anything. Okay, that was unfortunate, but I'm gonna grab these seeds, head back home, and find a different cave. Okay, over here I saw what looked to be a pretty big cave entrance. So hopefully there's something. Ooh, there's a ruin. Torch? I don't think there's a torch. I think this might be it for the cave as well. We'll have to see. Ooh, wait, never mind. It continues here. Shut up, Botorn. Oh, and there's a ruin right here. Hold on. Oh, this is a cool ruin. Wow, look at this. Whoa. What the hell? A coffin? Ooh, a torch holder. Nice. An altar. Okay, well, this is a cool little room. And I got another torch holder, so that's nice. Maybe I'm just getting lucky, but it does seem like there's quite literally like ruins everywhere. Like, they don't seem hard to come by at all, which is nice. It adds an element of excitement to your caving experiences. Okay, it is currently 1 in the morning, so we're gonna go to sleep, wake up the next morning, and go find yet another cave. And where do I want to put this aged torch holder? I want to eventually get a barn for my animals going, just so I can keep them indoors. No animals, no bears can climb over the fence and get them. So I would like to collect enough of these for that, but for now, I think I might just leave it here. The only thing is, let me make another torch really quick. There we are, I got 7 torches. Oh no, a temporal storm. Dude, these things always just kind of mess with my plans. Like, I don't know. They're cool, especially the first time it was cool, but like, I'm kind of just trapped indoors and I don't really know what to do during that time. They're not like a huge threat either. So I don't really know how I feel about them. I spent a good couple of days exploring different caves, each time not really finding anything of value. And it pains me to say this, but once I finally struck iron and returned home, I wasn't recording at all. Guys, I am so fucking furious right now. Do you see this? You might be wondering how I got all this hematite, which is iron, by the way. I went on a mining trip and I found a huge disc of iron If you can't tell, my temporal stability is recovering because I got all the way down to like 20%, and I wasn't recording. That is twice this episode that I've done that, and I'm so unbelievably mad at myself. And just because I am stupid and I deserve punishment, I'm going to make an iron pickaxe, and I'm going back in that cave to show you what I found. God, I'm sorry, guys. You missed like the most exciting step. All right, so this mountainside here, which is where I found that sphalerite before, if you look here, there's some decent amounts of hematite. So when I go down in this cave, which I found, first thing on our right immediately, we have this ruin here. And in this ruin, there is a translocator. Now it says I can repair it with 2 of these metal bits, but now I need 3 of these temporal gears in order to repair it. I'm scared to break it because I want to take it home with me, but I just don't think I'll be able to. Anyways, we're going to keep moving so I can show you where the iron I found was in this cave. It's pretty deep, so we're going to be going for a while. What the hell? What are you doing? Why'd you do that? What? He got in an angry mood and then he just keeled over. Was he playing dead or something? Okay, down this hole here is where that hematite was. So here's this saw blade locust that I had to kill. And then here is the iron, and you'll see, oh, hold on, there's a couple of drifters here. A couple of tetanus drifters. But you can see that this chunk that I found here is massive. Like, this is just the outskirt of it, and holy shit, it just keeps on going. I'm gonna have a bunch of iron by the end of this, so let's get to mining. I'm gonna start on this other side though, because there's this amount that wraps around here, and I kind of want to know how big it is. And all this time it takes to mine also affects me negatively because my temporal stability, if you can tell at the bottom of my screen, that gear is spinning literally non-stop, and it drains pretty quickly. I don't even think we're gonna get to mine all this iron before I have to leave. I think it's also very lucky that the plane that I found of iron is bountiful in quality too. Like, I could have found a low quality batch of iron ore, but no, I found bountiful, which means that each one of these little chunks here has 40 units, whereas like a decent quality, or whatever it's called, medium quality of ore would only give you like 25 or something, 20. And now that my temporal stability has hit 64%, I think 65 is probably the barrier. You're gonna start hearing that creepy ass music in the background, or ambience I should say. It's not really music. Something tells me that if your temporal stability gets all the way to like 0, something akin to a temporal storm will probably happen. I would imagine that the place will start getting all warpy. It's one thing when I'm at home during a temporal storm waiting it out and I'm bored, but when I'm in a cave and all I hear is this sound and the monsters around me, it is pretty off-putting. It's almost as off-putting as the Five Nights at Freddy's someone is in your hallway sound. If I'm gonna be honest, this game is scary as shit. Like, this game actually is off-putting. Being in the dark is scary. Being near the monsters are pretty okay. All right, the only monster that is actually scary is the Shiver so far. I don't know if there's any other monsters that I have yet to encounter. Okay, so the ambient noises are starting to build now, get even freakier. They're starting to like make like gear turning sounds. It sounds like as if you were in a big long tunnel, and at the end all you can hear are these massive gears turning way down the way. Like, that's what I envision when I hear these. And if anyone knows how the devs actually made these sounds, please let me know, because I'm really interested. Okay, it's starting to get really loud. I'm at 20% stability. I should probably head out of this cave. Oh yeah, my screen's starting to glitch. Okay, I want out. After I mine these right here. I'm too greedy. I can't help it. Okay, we're at 16%. Let's get out of here. That was a lot of mining. I used up almost all the durability on this pickaxe, but I have more than enough iron, so we are going to work on Hey, stop that. But we are going to work on getting iron tools now. So we're going to need to find some fire clay. I ran into it before, but I didn't mark it on my map like a fucking idiot. So we're going to have to find some. It is almost midnight, but it's also calm. Oh, I'm starting to get hurt. Okay. I'm sorry. I'll never let my temporal stability get this low again. But yeah, one thing I love is that this game just kind of has the atmosphere down to a T. All the way from like how hard you have to work for everything you have in the game and how rewarding all of that is just makes the scary element of the game all that much better. You work really hard for the stuff you have in the game, and then when all this scary shit is happening, it like almost to in some sense makes you care about it more, which just makes it scarier, in my opinion. Okay, we've made it home, and I do have some fire clay. Where is it? Oh, right here. I have some fire clay. So let me turn these. How do I make? Oh, just like that. Let me turn these into bricks. That's not enough bricks though. So we're gonna need to find some more fire clay. Let me see what fire clay looks like. Okay, so this is fire clay here, but I think tomorrow we're gonna have to go out and look for that. Oh yeah, I found this painting in that cave as well, where that translocator was. There was a painting in one of the chests, so it's in my house now. Cool painting, right? But you know what else is cool? Subscribing to my YouTube channel. No, not that. I mean, it would be cool if you did that, but smelting iron, that's what's cool. And to do that, we need to find fire clay. Okay, I'm out of gears. Pleasure doing more business with you, Quill. Oh, here's another trader. That's a fucking bear. Oh my god. Hello, trader. You got another temporal gear. Oh, is this resin? It is. So yeah, I should actually be keeping an eye out for resin. This is a resin tree though. So should I mark it? I think so. Okay, so I've done a lot of searching and I have resorted to reading the wiki. Why are you throwing shit at me? But I've resorted to reading the wiki to see if there's any tips on finding fire clay. And it says to use your prospecting pick to look for bituminous coal or anthracite, because if you detect those, then there is likely to be fire clay in the area as well. Okay, so over here where my first cave was, there is anthracite. So if I head up north that way, maybe I can find some fire clay. Today is November 3rd. It is getting colder by the day. My river's freezing more and more. I want to hurry and get to ironworking so that way I can get that checked off my list before winter. And I am especially in a hurry because after I get my ironworking done, I want to make a barn for my animals here. And I have searched this whole map. All the colored areas is the regions I have searched in my quest for clay, for fire clay specifically. And in doing so, I've decided that I'm just gonna give up. But I'm not gonna give up on fire clay. I'm just gonna give up on finding it, okay? Because there is another way. You can instead make it. So I looked at the wiki earlier and I didn't see that there was a crafting section on the wiki. If you take calcined flint, I think that's how it's pronounced, and then combine that with other clay, you can make it into fire clay. And so that means a couple things. One, I need to be collecting as much flint as I can. Anytime I see it in caves, I need to start collecting it because I'm gonna need a lot of it, especially if I can't find any in my world. And then two, I need to go get another type of clay, and that's what I'm gonna go do now. Yesterday, I found this batch of blue clay, massive batch. We're gonna go to that and we are going to harvest it all and then come back with it and turn it into some fire clay. Okay, so here is the blue clay that I found. I'm going to set my lantern down here and we are just gonna start harvesting. I have some room in my inventory. Hopefully it's enough to get a good amount because I don't want to make this trip more than I have to. I don't think I'll be able to get all of this clay, but I do think I'll be able to get a sizable chunk. Okay, my inventory is pretty full of all this clay here. I guess it's gonna be time to just head home. It is a calm night tonight, so we don't have anything to worry about monster-wise, at least for now. But we got a ways to go, so let's start trekking back. Oh my god! My pig gave birth! We got a female here, and we got 2 males and a female, but all that matters is we have 1 female. Because generations, getting a higher generation only depends on the female. So if you have like a generation 4 sow and then a random boar you found in the wild, it'll be a generation 5 batch of piglets it gives birth to, versus if you have a generation 5 boar and a generation 1 sow, it'll be a generation 2 batch it gives birth to, if that makes any sense. Okay, and then on these fire pits, I have 2 stacks of flint. And in order to make it into calcined flint, I need to take some coal and heat it up on that fire pit. And I don't think it has to be specifically charcoal. Yeah, I can use this black coal I have here, so that should be fine. Because it just has to hit like 1,000 degrees, I think. Smelting temperature is 1,000 degrees, yeah, and this gets to 1,200. Okay, so I'm gonna need a lot of grass. So while this burns here and while it's nighttime, I'm gonna go out and harvest some with this nice tin bronze scythe I found. Keep in mind, or did I make it? No, I think I found it. I'm pretty sure I found it, which was like a crazy find. Okay, I used that entire scythe and this is how much grass I have, which should be plenty. I'm gonna go store all this grass in a crate, just so that way it won't take up space in my chests. Same thing I'm gonna do with my blue clay as well, because I have so much of it. But those crates are honestly really nice. I really like the fact that they added the crates to function like that as bulk storage for one item in particular. Okay, I have 707 blue clay and 686 dry grass. This here looks like it's doing its job pretty well. I'm halfway through all this calcined flint. But it is daytime, so we're gonna venture out over to this region because I believe this is sand. Just judging by the texture of it, it looks way smoother. This looks like gravel. So we're gonna head over in this direction, go ahead and mine some of that, and then we will be on our way back. Oh my god, dude, this limestone sand is literally blinding. Like looking at it, especially in the sun, it's so bright. Okay, we've made it to the sand area. Lots and lots of sand here, so that's nice. We are just going to, hold on, I'm picking up this flint as I run past it. But it is time to just, I guess, spend the whole day harvesting this sand. So let's start. Okay, I'm heading back from my sand collecting trip. I didn't realize that I somehow got exactly 6 stacks of sand. That's kind of funny how that worked out. But my shovel's almost broken, so I figured it was time to head back. And we can start working on making my new barn while I wait to have all my resources required to make steel, or sorry, not steel, getting ahead of myself here. Iron, armor, and tools. It'll be a few days worth of waiting until I can even get, oh my god, there's a gear here. But it'll be a few days worth of waiting just for all of the right resources to be ready. But while I wait throughout those days, I will build a barn for my animals. Here is my calcined flint. I don't know how to pronounce it. Still not done yet. And keep in mind, this still has to be grinded after all. Okay, so now I have this trunk, which I will put this trunk, I guess, here. And this trunk has lots of storage, so I can actually take all my ores that are here. Oh, my inventory is mostly full. Okay, hold on. So now I have everything together. I'm realizing that I'm running pretty low on copper. I do have these chunks of native copper, but that's about it. I do have a lot of hematite though, so I'll have plenty of iron. Now I'm just going to keep on grinding up this calcined flint here, so that way I can get more powdered calcined flint. I feel like soon I'm going to want to start getting into mechanical power as well, but that requires that I need to make a bunch of linen cloths in order to make a windmill, and I'm just not at that point yet. For now, I'm just going to have to keep hand grinding this stuff, which, are you almost done? Yeah, just about. Okay, there we go. 64 powdered calcined flint. Now we go back to my base and we are just going to grab a bunch of clay. Okay, and then we just go in our inventory like this, take our blue clay, surround the calcined powdered flint, and it should turn into fire clay. And now we have a shit ton of fire clay. This will be enough to last us a while, but I'm just going to make a bunch of bricks because in order to make a bloomery, we need to take these bricks here. We got to fire them in a pit kiln now. So I got 2 stacks of fire clay bricks. Hopefully this will be enough for plenty of iron. Okay, so I'm just going to stack my bricks like so. Can I do 18 at a time? No. Okay, I can do this many though. So I can do 12 bricks in one pit kiln. And I'm out of sticks. Okay, I've got my 5 pit kilns lit, and hopefully... Oh, I did this with logs. Oh, it's not going to be until like tomorrow evening that these are done. I should have used charcoal. Whatever. If you aren't familiar with Vintage Story or real life, you might be a little confused as to why I need a bloomery to start ironworking. And that's because smelting hematite or its variants into iron ore is a bit more of a process than copper and bronze. First of all, after crushing the hematite into bits, instead of putting them in a crucible, you put up to 120 nuggets into a bloomery accompanied by a chimney on top, and in order to make those 2 items, I specifically need fire clay bricks. But because this is Vintage Story, I need to wait a whole day for them to harden, so what better way to kill time than building a barn? Now I wanted to put my barn exactly where the animals' pens were, so I cleared out this huge area around them, which cost me more shovels than I wanted. Ah, dang it. And after getting the area cleared out, I began laying the foundations for my barn, which, much like the rest of my builds, I don't have very much creativity, so this one will just be a big box. For the roof, I plan to use clay shingles as I frankly didn't want to spend ages collecting even more grass, but that doesn't mean making shingles is any easier. Okay, there's one. Only 1,000 more to go. Okay, so just a little update as to where we're at. Pretty much done with the walls of my barn here. I just have to, you can see I have this dirt here. I'm going to take that down eventually. But my roof isn't ready because I'm making shingles over there with clay, so they got to finish in the pit kiln. And with that being said, since I'm waiting on those shingles, my bloomeries finished a while ago, and I'm going to throw in some of that iron. And now I don't exactly know what I'm doing. This is new uncharted territory. Let me read the handbook. Okay, so I just fill you, and it holds 120. Oh my god, I'm gonna need a lot of bloomeries, aren't I? Oh no. And then what? I add fuel, and then I take my bloomery here and I ignite it. So after one whole day, this bloomery here should be ready. Okay, I have 6 charcoal left after all of this, so I'm going to need to make some more charcoal tomorrow. Also, it is like very snowy in my base. Winter has fully arrived, if you guys couldn't tell. It is the 9th of November, so December starts tomorrow. But yeah, let the montage continue. Okay, so my barn is just about complete here. Of course, it's lacking the proper lighting. I plan on getting more of these lanterns here and hanging them from these cross beams up top to provide optimal lighting. But I have pretty much the whole thing mapped out. I have my individual pens here. I got pigs here, and then I got my chickens here. And don't ask what happened to that chick there. We aren't gonna question anything. And then I have all these empty pens here for hopefully the animals that I collect in the future. I don't know how many pens I need. Hopefully 7 different pens is enough. If not, then I don't know, because I don't really want to expand it in the future, but it looks really good in my opinion. Super simple. It is lacking the roof if you haven't noticed, but that's because I don't want to hide my animals from the daylight. Otherwise they'll despawn. If I was just to lock them in a dark building, it'd be game over. They would despawn within a couple of days. So I need to make sure they have some sunlight. So until I get proper lighting in here, it's just gonna have to remain roofless, which is unfortunate, but that is what it is. At least I have an area for all my animals. No bears will be able to jump in and kill my animals. No wolves, no foxes. So it should be fine for now. So if lighting is our biggest problem, what can we do about it? I could either make 1,000,000 oil lamps and place them everywhere, prospect for zinc to make a bunch of brass torch holders, or figure out how to make lanterns, which is the best option as they produce the most light, and the other 2 would just be placeholders anyways. So I have this copper plate here. I combine that with a candle and 2 clear quartz, and that will make me a lantern. This is my first lantern I've made by my own hand. And then what I'm going to do is all of my lanterns are going to hang right here where the cross beams meet. So I'm going to need a total of 6 lanterns. And our first one goes right here. I had enough resources to make 1 lantern, so if I wanted to make more, I had some options. I could try and find more lanterns in underground ruins, which something tells me is a pretty low chance, or I could search my world for a new beehive and then wait multiple days to get enough beeswax. Now initially, going the route of the bees seemed like it would take longer than I wanted, so I decided to try my luck at finding more ruins, which in hindsight was a big mistake. Nonetheless, I made some fresh iron tools for my journey, and that's when I noticed that candle stubs were sitting in some of these ruins. So I found another one of these cool looking rooms, but I think one of the best ways for me to make these candles is I can take these candle stubs and I can repair them with glue. But you make glue by combining resin and charcoal. It has to be powdered charcoal though, but that's not a problem. I have a good amount of resin. I have a lot of charcoal, but let me go home and get that worked out. I will go make some glue and hopefully we can have some more lanterns. Okay, so I got 8 resin total and I'm combining it with this charcoal here. Okay, here's our glue. It'll harden in 4 hours, so we gotta go quick. Wait, how do I pick you up? What the? There goes my glue, guys. Am I supposed to put it in a bowl? I guess that, oh my God. Okay, well, I guess I gotta go get more resin. Jesus Christ. Okay, I'm at 10 resin. The sun is finally starting to come up, so it should be a lot easier finding resin now. Oh, look at that. I see one right in front of me. And one up there. Oh my God. Why was I doing this at night? It's so much easier when the sun's out. Okay, I have 24 resin, but my character is starting to shiver a little. Getting pretty cold. I'm currently at 33.7 degrees. Oh my God. I didn't even realize I was like literally frozen. Look at me. That's so funny. Here we are. I have my 1 liter of pitch glue. Oh, okay. 33%. So I need 3 liters each to repair it. So if I go back home, I should have a total of 6 liters. I hope I can put it in my bucket instead of just a bowl. Otherwise, that would really suck. Okay, so this bucket does hold all of it, which is really nice. Let's go. We got 2 hours. So hopefully that's enough time to make it to that cave and start repairing some glue. Or some glue, some candles. Okay, we have made it to the ruin. Let's repair you. And there's another candle here. There we go. Oh no, these are just candle stubs. Oh no, did I really go through all that just to... Hello? Unusable clutter. I can't do anything with these. That is criminal. Are you kidding me? Well, I'm pretty annoyed after all that because I've learned that the past hour that I've spent playing this game has gotten me nothing because I spent all that time trying to collect these candle stubs here in hopes that I could make them into real candles. But no. They're just decorative items, which really sucks. As much as that sucks, I did notice in the handbook that it says that candles are purchased by a treasure hunter trader. So I made a trip back to Quill to see if it were true. Yes. Okay, Quill does sell candles. He's only got 2 though, but I do want these candles. How do I buy? Oh no, I sell them to him. Oh my God, I came all the way out here just to find out that he buys candles. I don't want to sell you my candles. I want candles. Oh my God. Well, I guess I'm going in this cave. Oh my God, guys. There's fire clay here. Of all spots for me to find fire clay, I find it down here. This is a crazy cave system. I'm mainly in search of ruins to see if I can find any of those, but it doesn't look like it. Oh my God. Did you hear that? I heard a trader. Is there a trader down here? Okay, wait, hold on. I want to see what's down here. I'm going to throw my torch, see if I can catch a glimpse. Oh, okay. Just a dead boathorn is all. Man, so I've made 2 pointless trips, wasting like the past 3 days in total, which really sucks. I could have just spent those 3 days making iron armor instead. But it is the 8th of December. We've got 2 more months of winter left. So I guess we'll just sit at home and slave away making armor. And with that, it is finally time to get to the part you guys have been waiting for. Smithing iron armor. So once you finish blasting your hematite to hell and back in your bloomeries, you'll have to obtain the iron blooms by shattering the bloomeries. Yes, it sucks, but you usually get like 5 bricks back or something. And then you have to heat the blooms in a forge. I usually let my blooms get to about 800 degrees as it has to be higher than 700 to even be able to smith. So once that's done, you start smacking the shit out of it to remove this oxide layer, and afterwards you form the iron into an ingot shape. Simple, right? Now just do this 40 times to get the amount of iron that you will need to make iron armor. There is, however, one thing you can do to automate turning your blooms into ingots, but that requires mechanical power, which needs a whole ass windmill to power a hellhammer, which will repeatedly smack the bloom into shape. I simply don't have enough flax fibers to make the linen required to make the sails for my windmill, and I want chain armor now, so I will instead just brute force my way through it. I didn't care if there was a temporal storm happening or not, I was going to finish making this armor. It took me multiple play sessions to finish, and sometimes I would log into Vintage Story and this is all I would be doing for the whole time that I played. This took so long that I'm certain that at least a third of you guys watching would say fuck this and go back to Minecraft where you can get iron armor or not even diamond armor in the first day. And after 2 hours and 3 minutes of smacking iron blooms, I had at last done it. I had acquired 64 iron ingots, not counting the iron that I used to make all my tools, but that wasn't the end. No, I still had to make 40 of them into chains. And 38 minutes later, being a grand total of 2 hours and 41 minutes, I spent smithing iron in this episode. Oh boy, we've done it. While I was smithing, I was also making leather in the background for the 2 leather jerkins that are required, meaning that I finally had every resource I would need to make a full set of chain armor, as long as I didn't forget something. And then the body leather jerkin, I believe, is made just like this, and then the chainmail for the legs is no way, I'm not done yet. Oh no, what is it? Oh wait just kidding guys, just kidding. I got it a little confused. Okay, hold on, I'm just being silly guys. There we go, we have our armor. Oh boy, hold on, let me take my very important blacksmith apron. I had that on while I was smithing. All right, here we are in our full chainmail. Let me put this out and pick you up. But we got our full chainmail armor here. It is, I don't know exactly how good iron chainmail is, but it is the one that attracted me the most. It's the simplest to make, the most cheap. And it also has not very many downsides to using it. So I really like that idea. To be honest, it's not the magical feeling I was expecting it to be. The chain armor doesn't even look that cool, but this armor will permit me to explore even deeper underground, since tier 3 enemies will now deal significantly less damage to me. But with my first major goal for the episode finally being completed, all that was left was to acquire some lanterns so that way I could close the roof of my barn. So I headed out east to a trader that I had found earlier in the episode who was being camped by a bear. This is because right beside him was the closest beehive that I knew of, and all I needed to make the lanterns was the beeswax required. I made some skeps, which are essentially man-made beehives, which I will use to lure the bees into a new home before kidnapping them and bringing them to my local quarters. There's also a bear somewhere near that skep, so I'm kind of terrified because that bear from when I was adventuring earlier and I initially found this place, it's still guarding that trader, like it was when I found it. Okay, over there's the bear, and it sounds like these guys are in this tree here, so if I just put 1 and 2 skeps like this, hopefully they'll fill it. Is it bad that I kind of want to kill that bear? Like, I wonder if I court him to the water, do you think I could just bully him from there? Or better yet, you think my shield could also really help me tank this fight against him? Hold on, let me heal up. I think I'm gonna try. I hope this is not a terrible idea. Come here. Okay, he's chasing me. Oh my god, dude. This water really nullifies his speed. Oh, this bear is as good as dead now. Oh, not even a problem. Look at that. Oh my god, dude. This boss was way too easy. How much meat are you gonna give me? I know it's winter and all. Oh, it's bush meat. But I get a bear pelt? Sick. Now, my skep plan would have worked out okay, but I still didn't like the idea of having to wait multiple days just for them to be ready to harvest. I spent a couple of days AFKing around the skeps while waiting for them to move into their new home, until I had realized that I hadn't even planted any flowers beneath the skeps, which is apparently essential to making them move in the first place. So guys, I am an idiot. I'm reading the handbook and it says for skeps, I need to be sure to place some flowers around. And I, for some reason, completely looked over that. I did not read that at all. So I've been wasting so many days just waiting for the bees to migrate into those skeps I made, and I didn't realize that they weren't gonna move at all. I have to go find some flowers, and then I will have to plant them around those trees, and hopefully then they will start to migrate, because holy shit, it's taking forever. And because of that frustrating realization, I said enough was enough, and I searched the same forest for more beehives. And despite searching it before and finding nothing, I managed to find all the beehives that I needed. Okay, so while I've been out exploring, I've been searching for other beehives, so that way I can harvest them for honeycombs, because if I can't get skeps in time to get my candles super quickly, maybe I can just find some random beehives and break them for their honeycombs. So let's try this. Okay, they're pissed off. I'm gonna run. Well, I may have lost the bees, but now I have a wolf on my ass. Oh god. Okay, go quick. Grab the honeycombs. Yeah, run away. Run away. Get out of here. Oh, they're attacking the wolf. I got 5 honeycombs right there, guys. Oh, I hear another beehive, guys. It's up here. The nice thing is beehives are pretty loud. You can hear them from a ways away. Okay, here's the beehive. Look at those bees. Oh, they're attacking a fox. Rip the fox. You were a necessary sacrifice. Another 3 honeycombs. Nice. We only need 6 more. What's funny is I've searched so many forests and I haven't been able to find like any bees, but now all of a sudden I apparently am able to. Actually, I could check here. This looks like it might have some as well. What is this, a ruin? Why are there aged planks here? What the hell is this? Why? Okay, I'm not gonna question it too much. A linen sack. Too bad I already have 5 leather backpacks. Otherwise I would make that, but some vintage beef and pumpkin seeds. Maybe I'll take this sack home with me anyways. I hear more bees, guys. This is wild. Oh my god, there's so many bees in this area. Literally, I've spent like the past like 3 in-game days running around like a madman just looking for bees. Oh, poor population size. Well, let's see. They appear to be stuck. So I'm gonna just run around and grab these honeycombs. Ooh, I got 4 from that. So I have enough honeycombs that I might be able to go to one of the 2 beehives back near where that trader is right here. And I might be able to just harvest one of those for their honey and call it there. I don't think I need to do any more searching, because as long as I get 1 skep filled, that's all I need. Since I want to get my lanterns done right now, I think I'm just going to go up to one of these beehives and break them. Okay, so yeah, this one's the one by the farmer. I got all these catmints underneath it, and you can see it says 32 nearby flowers, large population size. Still hasn't filled my skep here, but that's okay. I'm gonna leave this one. I'm gonna go pick up the other skep that's over this way. Yeah, so looking at this one, it says 2 nearby flowers, but I have all these down here, so I don't know what that's about. I'm gonna go ahead and just remove all these flowers, take them home for when I bring my skeps home. Okay, I got another 3 honeycombs from that, I believe, which is more than enough to make the candles I need. So let's go do that. Okay, so let me read this carefully before I accidentally eat one of my honeycombs. It is shift right click to add my stuff to it. All 3 of these are filled with 1 liter of honey. That means I have a total of 4 liters of honey just sitting on my shelf here. I don't know what to do with it yet. I'm sure I can just throw it into food, but that's not what we're doing today. Today we are trying to make some candles, and you should just be able to throw it in there like that, and then you add some of these flax fibers there, and it will make 5 times candles. Okay, so that should just mean that what I need to do next is make 5 of these copper plates here, which I need to make a lot of ingots. Okay, and then before I get to making these ingots here, I need to make more of these ceramic ingot molds, because I only have 3. I'm gonna make like another 3 or so. And my 5 candles here are done, so that's very nice. Literally the last thing to do is just make those plates. I can't wait to be done. I've literally spent so much time trying to finish this barn and get the beehives necessary and whatnot. Okay, now the copper's done smelting, so let's go on ahead and pick you up and pour you into the molds. I have exactly 1,000 units, which is enough to fill my 10 molds. And then using these 10 ingot molds, we can make 5 plates, which will be just enough to make the 6 lanterns we need to finish our barn. Then we just have to put a roof on the barn, and it is all complete. Okay, all my copper ingots have been hardened, so let me just remove these. And then we're just gonna go 2 at a time. Well, I guess we can go 4 at a time. Okay, we have our 5 copper plates. Allow me to grab this quartz here. And we do it just like this. And now we will have 5 copper lanterns. Oh my god. And of course, a medium temporal storm is approaching as soon as I finish, which means I will not be able to finish my roof, probably. I don't know, I might be able to come close. Hold on. I don't even know if I have enough shingles to finish my roof. Okay, there's 1 lantern, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There we go. Look how well lit it is in here now, guys. Okay, we're down to our last 48, and we have 3 rows. Unfortunately, I don't think this is going to be enough shingles. But who knows? Maybe I'll be surprised. No, I don't think so. I think it's 20 per row. Oh, no. Oh, just a few more shingles, guys. Just a few more, and then this fucking barn will finally be done. Oh my god, I cannot wait to be done with this thing. This has been a project and a half. So in my chest here, I did have 12 raw red clay shingles. I think that might actually be enough for me to fire them in a pit kiln. So let's do that. Okay, now with that lit, we are going to get a good night's rest to let time pass as much as possible. It is currently 10 o'clock. So hopefully by 8 tomorrow, we will be ready to make those shingles into slabs. Nope. Okay, I didn't get to sleep very much. I literally got to sleep like 4 hours. Well, here we are, waiting things out. This game really wants to test me today. I'm so close and it just won't let me do anything. Okay, temporal storm's over. It is currently 6 in the morning. I want to see if I can sleep again. Ooh, I can. So my sleep was interrupted, but that doesn't mean I can't sleep for just a little longer and get out of bed. There we go. It is now 9:30. My shingles should be done. There we are. This should be just enough to finish my roof. If it's not, if I did my math wrong, I'm going to be incredibly pissed. But I had 8 left. It's 20 per row, so I made 12 with the exact amount that I had left over. I didn't have to make any more. So let's see. Yes. Okay. Oh man, it's finally complete. I can do some more like wall designs later, but as far as I'm concerned, my barn is fully functional, except there are bow thorns in here. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna have to slap these guys real quick. It might just be because that area there is dark. I'll have to get some lighting for it. Okay, the last thing I want to do is just get rid of all this snow here. Although this will probably tank my iron shovel's durability, it's okay. I have plenty of iron. I'll just make a new one. Nothing is going to be nearly as bad as compared to making my iron chainmail. Okay, so my barn is finally complete. I have it fully lit up. I am going to make another torch holder and put it over there at some point, just not now. I think this torch here is all I need to keep the mobs from spawning. But everything that you see here is today's project for the video, and it's all complete. It feels so nice. I don't even know how many hours I spent recording. I will leave a total on screen for you guys. But thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you guys next time.